What's going on, Star Citizen fans? It's your boy Raptor Spiritus, and I am back with another one today for you guys. Today I'm going to do something a little fun. I'm going to go over the cargo ships for 2026 for you to consider if you're out there trying to haul that cargo in the verse. So let's go ahead and get into it. We got, starting off, I wasn't going to do this at first, but I decided to want to include them anyways because if you're a new player, these are great vehicles to get into to start cargo hauling. They both have 64 SCU, and they can get you started on making a dent in that bank account so you can start purchasing other things. Luckily with Star Citizen now, they actually have a lot of missions that really kind of cater to all tiers of cargo. So like I said, starting off, these are literally the entry-level cargo ships. Now I didn't include the starter ships like the Intrepid or the Avenger Titan. Yes, they have cargo that usually is like 8 SCU-ish for a starter ship, but these are literally, I would say, the more starter ships for people that are really trying to get in the industry for cargo hauling. Starting off first is the Hull A. Now this is my personal favorite for starting off because I really wasn't doing a lot of cargo to start with. I was doing a lot more FPS stuff, doing a lot of bounties, and I wanted to try it out. So I got the Hull A, and after having this vehicle, this is a great vehicle to start out in for someone that's new to the verse that wants to get into cargo hauling. 64 SCU, and it has an internal living space. Not to mention the mechanism itself for whenever it will open up and then it will expand these cargo plates for you to snap cargo to. It's a cool design, and the great thing is that you can land with the cargo plates extended and then just add your stuff to it and keep on going. And then when you're not hauling cargo, you're just traveling around the verse, contract that stuff back in, making you a smaller target or a smaller pip. So this one is a really good ship all around to start off with. Like I said, I love the interior. You have a bed, you have a kitchen, bathroom, places to put your weapons. I do believe it has a suit locker on it, if I'm not mistaken, but still, it has great visibility. Now the downside, it is a small cargo ship. It is not made for fighting anybody. So with the 2 size 1 weapons, and I think that's all it's got, you're not really trying to fight anybody. The whole point of this ship is to literally take the cargo from A to B, and there are a couple of videos out there for component configurations that you can put on the ship to keep you more stealthy or to help you survive out there just in case you might get jumped. So moving on, next to it is its competitor that came out actually last year, which is the Drake Golem OX. 64 SCU, all external, but it's kind of not. It's kind of got a little bit of cover on it. So this ship is really cool as well when they came out with it. Now this, as we all know, was Drake as a manufacturer. It's a no fuss, bare bones, just to get the job done type of manufacturer, and it definitely shows with the Golem. The Golem OX has no interior. It's literally just a cockpit, so you definitely have to stop somewhere to log out, but it has a great cargo system and a tractor beam, so you can snap cargo to it wherever you are. The good thing about that is that, let's say the cargo is all up out of the ground. If you're trying to basically get a jump on everything, you can lift up and use the tractor beam to pull it up from off the grid while you're still in the air, just in case you got to make a quick getaway. So this ship is actually a really good concept. And of course, as I always try to express to people, with Star Citizen, it's all about like trade-offs. You might have 2 ships that might have a lot of similarities. However, they're making them different purposefully because they don't want one to be way better than the other. So the one thing I'll say about, like I said, the Golem OX is that it has that exterior cargo that you can actually use your tractor beam to snap it to the grid and keep going, versus the Hull A, where you have to get out of your seat, you have to get out the ship, and then you have to snap everything on, get back in the ship, get into the seat, take off. Way more time. So again, trade-off. Both have, I do believe, size 1 weapons. So again, none of them are for straight combat. but these are great ships to get into for a entry-level cargo hauling. Now we're going to go ahead and get down to some other big ones that are probably the next tier up. So starting off with the RSI Hermes that just came out. So this particular vehicle has a 288 cargo capacity. Crew minimum is 1, so you can definitely solo this ship if you like for yourself, and then it has a max of 2. Now I've actually played a little bit with this ship, and actually I've done a little small testing on it. This ship is tough, I will give it that. It is a tough ship. I've hit it with some of the size 8 Medusas from a Perseus. I've hit it with a torpedo from the Perseus. Now it was sitting on the ground, but still it was taking some hits. I was pretty impressed. But back to the whole point of this, 288 SEU of cargo. Now here's the fun part. Some people have fit almost double that in there. I think someone said they fit like 400 or something like that of SEU of cargo. You just have to kind of finagle it a certain way, but I've heard that somewhere around there, which is pretty amazing for, you know, a cargo ship. You can stuff a lot in there and get more out of it. So this one is one of the newest ones. Again, it's that next tier up, 288 of cargo, and you can probably squeeze more in there. Where this ship shines, number one, is it's all interior, so it's not like your cargo's hanging on the outside of the ship. It's literally in the interior. It is a pretty beefy ship, and on top of that, it has a tractor beam. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, oh, whatever, it's just a tractor beam. No, it's not just a tractor beam. It actually has a rail system that it goes along to help get the cargo in and out. Now we've all seen the back of it where the door is not super big, but you can also fit anything cyclone size and down. Yes, you cannot fit an Ursa in it. Don't even try. Yes, it will fit anything that's cyclone and down for vehicles, so you can use it for multi-purposable things. And like I said, it only takes 2 people to crew this ship. You can really do it with one and don't need a second one, but the other person is to help. It's not a bad thing. It can be a bonus. Has a size 4 dual turret, and it has size 4 dual weapons on it. When there's no co-pilot, the pilot gets both. So you'll have a total of 4 size 4 weapons for the pilot. This is a good ship to upgrade to if you're trying to really kind of get the most out of a ship. I do believe it also has missiles on it. I don't really remember exactly the specs on that. I was going to try to show all that, but I'm going to try to keep this video a little bit short, so I'm not going to go back and forth. So moving right along, we're getting into something else on that same side. We're getting into the Asgard, the Anvil Asgard. It on paper says 180 SEU of cargo. Now, like the Hermes and a lot of ships, we've done more than that. So I definitely know I can probably get almost 300 SEU in this ship. So this is why I kind of put it almost kind of in the same line with the Hermes. Now, unlike the Hermes, this thing is packing lots of firepower. It is minimum crew of 1, max crew of 2. I've done a lot of hauling missions in this ship. This ship has 16, I think they're size 3 missiles, and it has six guns on it for the pilot, and it has 1 size 4 turret. This thing is no slouch. Now, this is mainly for transporting all vehicle sizes. So every single vehicle out there, like ground vehicle, can fit in this thing. That's what this thing is made for. It is a ground transport vehicle, but of course, like I said, it has 180 SEU of cargo. That is on paper, but you can definitely fit more than that in this ship, because I've done it myself. So if you're looking for something that's more, I would say it's packing a little more firepower, I would definitely head to this ship in a heartbeat. Now we move right along to something else that is definitely cargo completely based, cargo focused, the Zeus Clipper. Zeus Clipper has 128 SEU of cargo, which again, for tier 2s, I would say is very reasonable, right? It is a small ship, but it has a min crew of 1, max crew of 3. Now, I'm a little bit fuzzy on why there's a three crew for this thing. Really, you only need two. And this ship has a exterior tractor beam that's on the back that kind of comes out on the arm, and then you gotta get everything and kind of slide it in there from the exterior. It's okay, it's not bad at all. The ship has good quantum to go a good distance, but again, 128 of cargo. I haven't seen really anything else that actually, if anybody really fit a little bit more than that in there, because this is there's not really a lot of more room to go into. Now, as far as livability, this ship is actually really nice. It has a little galley kitchen, has a bunk system on one side, and then as you go down to it, it has a couple of exterior doors you can get in through a ladder that's from the bottom, and it has an airlock on the side. This is a really cool ship. I think it's one of the better looking ships in Star Citizen, so I definitely say this is a pretty solid choice. Now, it has 2 size 4 weapons, and I believe the turret is only a size 3, so a little less firepower than, say, the Asgard, but it's not a military-based ship. It is definitely made for cargo. So, moving right along, we are hitting one of the bigger ships. Now, this ship right here, the MISC Starlancer Max, this thing is a beast of a ship. It is big. This ship is for those long hauls when you're really going from like different solar systems, not just from planet to planet, but we're talking like the long haul. That's where this ship shines. Now, one of the selling points for this ship is how its cargo is arranged. It has, along the belly, bottom opens up and 2 cargo plates come down and opens up, and then of course you have the cargo that you can get from the rear. Now, the ship is very multi-purpose, and it has lots of, you can also put like a vehicle in the back. I do believe the Ursus will fit, as well as the MTC, if I'm not mistaken. And it still has cargo grids on the sides in that back area. And again, like I said, the good thing about the ship is that the sides open up as well for cargo. It's got 224 SEU space for cargo. Now, of course, I'm pretty sure people have finagled a little more in there because there is a pretty good amount of space to do so. And then it is a minimum crew of 1, maximum crew of 4. Now, it doesn't have a tractor beam on it, but again, trade-offs. It's a bigger ship, it's a little slower. However, for the pilot, it gets 4 size 4s, front-facing weapons on its own, no matter what. The pilot's got 4 size 4s, period. Now, this is where this ship shines. It has 2 size 5. I do size 5, or maybe they're size 4. I can't remember. But they have 2 turrets on top. I think they're size 4. Or maybe they're size 5. I don't really remember. But the point is that you got 2 other turrets. One's on the back. If you look right there, that's a turret. That's a turret. It's got lots of firepower to keep things at bay, especially if you're trying to get jumped. If you have a full crew, this thing is going to hold its own and be able to get out of there if it needs to. It also has missiles on it, 2 racks that pop up from the top, and then 2 that come on the bottom of the neck of it. This ship is a very capable ship. If you're going to be doing long cargo hauls where you have more of a chance of getting jumped by pirates, this is actually not a bad ship to have. And again, it's a crew of 4 in the living space. Right now, of course, there's some of the amenities like using a pool table and stuff like that are not there. But when the game starts to progress and grow, where you are actually taking a while to get to other systems and stuff like that and traverse across other star systems, that pool table might come in handy. You might enjoy just shooting with a couple friends while it's in quantum on a long trip getting to the next gate. So this one is definitely a comfortable living long haul type of ship, versus the Zeus, where yes, it has a crew of 3, but the space is very cramped. It's not like you have a lot of things to do besides stand around and talk to people in the corridors. So there is that one. Now when we're moving to, I would say, more tier 3 ships, we have, sorry, it's kind of hard to, because everything's overlapping. Let me just zoom out a little bit. we have the Caterpillar. Now, I wasn't going to include this ship, but let's face it, the ship is actually up there with that tier 3. Now we're getting to where we're in the 500 range type of cargo capacity. They've tried to redo the ship a couple times where they have the doors, because on both sides the doors opens up along the body of it, along here. Now, this is not a bad ship. It's really slow, I will say that. But it's no slouch. It actually can take a pounding and keep on pushing. But I tell you, loading this thing up is horrible. It's not fun. I've done it plenty of times. I've tried to get cargo off of it. It is not the best for loading cargo, I will say that. But again, you still have 576 SCU of cargo. So for some missions, or say you want to do commodities trading, yeah, this ship actually is not that bad, because then, you know, you can just pay a little money and have them go ahead and load it for you. You don't have to worry about it. But if you're loading this by itself, it does get a little bit painful sometimes, because it's such a small area for each of these little loading areas that's not really huge. So if you're trying to maximize the space in it, it gets a little bit like you're playing Tetris, and it becomes frustrating after a while. And this up front, they have a front loading as well for this one space. Like, this is one area, this is one area, this is one area, this is one area, this is one area. So again, it's not the most efficient for loading the cargo, but it can take a pounding, and it's actually good on some pretty long hauls. So I put it up there as one of the ship options for cargo, because it is purely cargo based. Max crew is minimum crew is 2, max crew is 4. Now, I've flown the ship by myself and have done cargo by myself. It does suck in this thing. So I would not recommend this for anybody. There are a lot better choices out there. But again, 2026, these are the options that you're going to have. Moving right along to the next one on this. Now, this is a smaller ship, but it has almost the same cargo capacity. This is the Hull B. Now, this is not out yet. This is coming. I'm actually looking forward to the ship, because again, as I said before, I love the Hull A. I love the Hull C series. I think these are great ships to have. The downsides to them, you know, is that all the cargo's on the outside, which lately CIG has made ships that are able to fly down, and, you know, the Drake Golem, the Asperia Prowler utility, they have tractor beams. They're made to literally come out of nowhere and oh, look, cargo, snap it off your grid and take it from you. Sure, they can't take a lot, but still, you know, little buzzers picking at your cargo is still annoying. But I'm still looking forward to this ship. This is another purely cargo ship, and this one is a little bit bigger than the Hull A. The Hull A, 512 SCU, and it's just a crew of 1. This one, we haven't seen the interior or anything, but I'm still willing to bet, as it's like the other Hull series, there's a living interior, a bed, living quarters, and just like them, the ship is able to expand, and then all its cargo grid pallets come out. Now, they've changed it, so here you see it as like the other Miss Cole series, where it's one top, one bottom, one left, one right. But they've changed it to where it's a X pattern. So the X pattern actually allows it to still land with the cargo. So now you're not limited to like the Hull C and having to go to the little cargo spots that the space stations have. You can actually go on planet anywhere and drop off that cargo. This ship, I'm actually looking quite forward to. Everything's exterior, one player, one ship. I'm only curious if it's going to have a tractor beam on it. So this one I would definitely say look out for, because this actually might be a game changer for a lot of people, making cargo pretty easy to do. Now, next on the list, for a ship that is almost in the same category, it's a little more cargo, but of course it's a way bigger ship. We have the C2 Hercules with a cargo of 696 SCU. This ship also is no slouch. This ship is quite beefy, and it's quite slow. So one of the things, you know, you have a minimum crew of 1, so you can do it by yourself. maximum crew of 2. But it's a huge ship. It's not fast, you know, but it's to get the job done. It opens up front and back, so you have plenty of ways to get this cargo out, you know, once you get it to your destination. Again, it's a BV ship. It can take a pounding for sure. I've seen people kill other players in a C2 all day, and because it's just a tank. I think this ship's pretty cool, but it's way too big for me. You know, it has the cargo hold at the bottom, but then you have to take an elevator or a ladder up to the next floor where it has living quarters and such, and then the cockpit in the front is down. It's just too big. If you're trying to get out, you know, if you're getting attacked, it's just so much to go through to just do it. So yes, it's a great cargo hauling ship, but it is huge. Definitely not my style. But solid ship if you really want to haul a lot of cargo and do other things. Now, this one is definitely for 2026 what a lot of people are getting excited about besides the whole B. The Railen, Gatac Railen. I mean, look at this ship. This ship itself is freaking amazing. This thing is a beautiful ship. The way it lands, you know, they're working out this whole cargo with the triangle shapes in the back. It's now this one, it doesn't say what the minimum crew is, but it does say crew is 4. Now, from the concept, this is something I believe may have to be the same, because I don't know if this ship, besides missiles for the pilot, will have any other weapons for defense. I know it has 2 like 2 man turrets or remote turrets on the side, but I'm not sure if I do say it was manned at first, but I'm not sure if they're going to change it to remote. I have no idea. But if it's remote and there's no other weapons for the pilot, then the pilot's only going to have missiles for this big old ship. So this is something I don't have a lot of information on, obviously. I just know the cargo is 640, which is a significant amount. But it says it needs a crew of 4. So I'm waiting for this one to come out to see what it do with it. I solo a lot, so I do like to be able to have an ability to defend myself besides just missiles. But it is without a doubt an amazing ship. Just know if you're buying this, you're definitely buying Alien, and you are going to pay for it. So keep that in mind. But still a wonderful ship. Looking forward to see what it's all about whenever it comes to. Now, the big boys. We're getting into the big boy ships. Now, of course, we have my personal favorite, which I actually have pledged. I'm just waiting to get it. This is the Drake Ironclad. Now, they've recently upped the cargo to 2,204. That's a huge increase. And all he did was finagle and remove and kind of switch around how some ladders were to make room for all the rest of the cargo. This ship has so much potential. It's unreal. So I'm looking forward to the ship. Now, it's a minimum crew of 1, max crew of 6. I'm pretty sure it does, because it is a huge ship. There's a lot of speculation what people are going to use this for. Again, we have to wait until we've seen, but we've seen some pictures online, what it's looking like. It's coming together. It's looking fabulous. So one of the ways that this ship actually sets itself apart is that, yes, everything is internal, and it has a retractable roof with tractor beams on top. Super amazing. Can't wait. And it also has a door that opens up at the front for if you're loading stuff from the ground. This ship is super freaking cool. I can't wait for it. Now, they have a command deck, which is in the middle. You can't pilot the ship from there, but I do believe this is where you will have the use of the tractor beams and the door. And of course, you have your module, which also is a feature of the ship that can separate from the ship and fly away. So this ship in itself is a whole new class of awesomeness. So I cannot wait for this ship to come out. And its competitor currently right now is the Hull C, which a lot of you are very familiar with. Again, that Hull series, that awesome mechanism where it expands and then it has all the spindles that come out with the cargo grids for them to snap cargo to. This ship is amazing. This is a powerhouse of a ship. Now, of course, it has 4,608 SU. Crew minimum is 2, max is 4. I've seen people single the ship by themselves. You know, it's literally just made to get there and get the cargo at large quantities. So This ship is amazing. It's been proven time and time again how amazing it is and what it does and how it can really put that moolah into your wallet. This is a cool ship. What made me kind of like the whole series to start with, to be honest. So this is a solid ship for people. Now let's talk trade-offs between the Ironclad and the Hull C. You're like, well, the Ironclad has half of what the Hull C has. Correct. But the Hull C's cargo was completely on the exterior. You can totally get taken. It's very defenseless. A couple of missiles to this thing will blow them spindles off, leave cargo floating in the ether, and you can just snatch it up as see fit. A lot less defenses. Sure, that's the trade-off. You get more cargo capacity, but you get less defense on it. Sure, you have a turret on it for someone to defend, but again, a lot of people are probably soloing this one. Couple well good hits will knock that cargo off, and you'll be SOL. You'll be missing some cargo, or people will swoop down and just take it. But as the opposite side for the Ironclad, it has half the cargo. However, everything's internal. Trade-offs. Now, I'll be interested to see what the speed will be like, but again, it's trade-off. This has like a size 5 weapon at the bottom, I believe, and it has like a few turrets, unlike its counterpart, the Assault, that has a lot more guns. There are a lot more man turrets, but that would mean you would have to, of course, definitely have a crew. So it's curious to see how these two are gonna compete to each other. But again, the obvious trade-off: exterior, more cargo; interior, less cargo, but you have a more safer of a net to get through, and it's an armored transport is what is actually being advertised as. So it should be able to take a pounding a lot more. So we'll have to wait and see. Now, when we go back up to here, Caterpillar, slow as molasses, and it is loading it is a pain. Hull B coming up, single player, everything on the exterior. You can land on planets, but again, it's on the exterior and it's a small ship. Hercules, it's huge. It's a huge ship. Bottom line, gonna take a lot to get everything in. It's gonna take a lot to unload it. It's a big ship. Railen, you're probably gonna need all 4 people to really make this thing worth the flight, because you may not have defenses without other people. And it's alien. It's gonna be expensive. Hermes, solid ship, everything interior, rail system makes loading cargo a cinch, and it's actually pretty beefy. So this is probably, right now it's a really dope ship to have. Asgard got way more weapons on it, probably more maneuverable. Asgard is dope, versus the Hermes. Why it has a little less cargo, but it can transport all types of vehicles, where the Hermes has a limitation to Cyclone and lower. And then, of course, again, and weapons. Now, Zeus, it's pretty basic. Starlancer Max, it's slow, and it's a big ship. Works better with more people because you have more guns to defend it. More people need to help you with it if you want to make it effective. And of course, lastly, cargo's on the outside, but it has a tractor beam, and versus inside, have a whole living area. Spindles come out. Probably a lot more easier to see on radar. So like I said, everything has trade-offs. This is what I like about Star Citizen, how they do these ships. So I don't know what you guys like. Do you guys have a particular cargo ship do you prefer? Do you have anything to add to any of the ships I talked about, or anything that you think that's a ship that is cargo worthy to actually have noted on here? Just let me know in the comments. As always, like, subscribe, share my videos. It really helps me out, guys. And of course, as always, I hope the community knows I do appreciate you guys. So as always, it's your boy Raptor Spiritus. You guys stay safe out there, and I will see you in the verse.